So it is visible, right, in slide mode? Yeah, thanks. So once again, the chapter is mission, operation, and guarding. Okay, it is about of say certificated industrial safety. So before starting, before going further, no. So I want to remind, or I want to know about the few definitions. So, okay, because now we need to familiar with these definitions. Maybe those who the people are experienced, okay, fine, and those people are in freshers, okay. So they has to know this one. So first of all, accident. So an accident is an unplanned, uncontrolled event. So which causes is likely to cause a injury or harm. So this is a about is like a unplanned or uncontrolled events which we are not planned or which is we are unable to control that. Okay. So which results in injury or harm that we call as a accident. When comes to injury, so injury is nothing but a damage to body caused by external force. So there is a some part of the body got damaged. So whether it is skin, whether it is eye or finger or somewhere. So it by some external force. So that we call as a injury. And ill health. So ill health it is nothing but poor health resulting from a disease of body or mind or sickness or disease. So it's not only related to body, even in mind. Okay, so we can consider that as a ill health. So these are the another three definitions because you people familiar about this. And hazard. So hazard is anything, okay. So any source with a potential to cause injury or ill health, we call as a hazard. So now in this picture, it is clearly shows that. So this is a reciprocating movement is there. So it which may chance to hit you. So this here it is happening. Okay. So here we call this reciprocating movement as a hazard. Okay, because it may chance to cause some kind of injury or ill health to us. And apart from that, in generic in our workplaces, we have a few definition, few examples of moving parts of machineries. Okay, so like sprocket, chain drives. Okay, high level noise. This we call as a hazards and mobile equipments. So mobile that is a forklifts or lift trucks is there no. So these are all we call as a hazard. Yes. So again, I want to emphasize a few things here. Hierarchy of controls. You people are familiar with the hierarchy of controls. Hello. Okay. See, normally what happen in our risk assessment, we find hazards. Okay. So we find some risk. Okay. So then risk as categorized maybe level low. Okay. Medium or high. Okay. So now what happen when the low or medium or high? Normally I will simplify this. I can say acceptable. Okay. Unacceptable risk. Okay, leave it, leave sorry, low, medium, high, leave it. So we have a we identify the risk rating, and by using a risk rating we identify that particular activity what is the risk level. So whether it is acceptable or unacceptable. So if it is in acceptable level, okay, fine, we know don't need to bother about that, and we need to work on the unacceptable risk. Okay, so for unacceptable risk to make it as a acceptable, okay, so we need to implement some controls. Okay, so those controls are elimination. Okay, so elimination is nothing but a removing the hazard. So removing the hazards completely, that comes under elimination. And substitution, so we are replacing the hazard with another I can say material or another process which have a low impact, or I can say low risk level. Instead of we are using a high concentration liquid, so instead of we apart from instead of high concentration, we will go with a diluted acid, or we diluted concentrated liquid. Like instead of 100, you can go with a 30 or 20 or 40%. So like that, what happened? We reduce the risk level. And engineering controls. So engineering control, it's Nothing but it completely isolating the hazard. And administrative controls, it's entirely depends on the people like training, SOPs, procedures, supervision, work permit system. These are all comes under administrative control. And PP is a personal protective equipment. Okay, so this is about hierarchy of risk controls. See, whenever we are talking about risk controls, you need to always remember this word hierarchy. So whenever someone you ask in an interview or someone question, I'm talking about freshers, you always has to mention start with a elimination and end with PP. Okay, you should not say PP as a first. Then, so why elimination as a first and PP is a last means? So if you see, this is the hazard. Okay, maybe you can say unguarded mission. Okay, so in unguarded mission, what we will do, first of all, we elimination. So means we will remove the hazard. Like unguarded mission, maybe we remove the equipment. Okay, substitution. So instead of that equipment, we will replace with some other equipment. Okay, which have a low, I can say risk level. So and one more thing I want to emphasize that. So this elimination and substitution, no, this one always practical during the design state. Okay, so whenever you are doing design, no, this elimination and substitution is always practicable. Otherwise, it's like a we need to spend a more amount, okay, more money on elimination and substitution. And when it comes to the engineering control act as a barrier. So it acts as a barrier between the employee and also hazard. Okay. Suppose so there is a unguarded mission is there. Okay, this is unguarded mission, chain drive, sprocket is there. So engineering control, what it will do put it put a fixed guard. So now what happened? This employee or contractor or person can't contact with this hazard. So like that, engineering control act as a barrier between hazard and people. Okay, and this administrative control and PP are the least effective controls. Okay, so why means it always depends on the people. Okay, so if even you are giving 100% training, even you are explaining the procedures, okay, even you bring a well-educated person, still what happens? There is a chances of doing something bypass or not following the rules or not following the procedures. Okay, so that is the reason these administrative controls are PP are least effective and there is a chances of fail. I can say in my experience, the controls which are relying on the people, it is always prone to failure. Okay, so this is the hierarchy of controls. So why I am emphasizing this means, so here in this chapter we are always talk about the this one engineering controls. Okay, here we need to going to talk about the this engineering related controls. Okay, types of guards, so those related. So that is the reason I am emphasizing this one. So remember this hierarchy of risk controls. Okay, and again in this chapter this is the contents. So one is a introduction to mission guarding. Okay, and second is the applicable standards. So this one I included because nowadays what happen, equipments, people are asking not only Indian standards, they're asking about OSHA also. Okay, because of some of the MNCs are set up nearby. So that is the reason I want to know you people also the applicable OSHA standards. So that's why I keep both Indian and international related standards here. And it is not there in syllabus, but for your understanding, I keep this. And principles of guarding. So how guarding should be there. So what are the principles has to follow? That is the topic 3. And ergonomic of guardings. So what are the ergonomics related to guarding? So how we need to design that one, how we need to place that one. So okay, so that's thing we discussed in this one fourth topic and types of mission guards. So this is the key one. So whenever you are designing any guarding, no, so always has to remember these types of guarding in your mind whenever you are designing any kind of mission guarding or whenever you are doing any kind of assessment, you have to always remember this kind of types of guarding in your mind. And design and selection, so how we need to select the guard, so that comes under topic 6. And topic 7, so missionary specific guarding. So here what happen, maybe you may get 4 marks question in your examination. So that is they will give an example mission, name of the mission, like woodworking mission. So in that woodworking missions, you need to write the hazards and you need to write the control measures. So that we are going to discuss in maybe you people will answer whenever it's like I can say one exercise we will do in this topic 7, and topic 8 is a safety devices and maintenance. So in safety devices means we are talking about the built-in devices. So what is a built inbuilt devices? Okay, according to the missions. Okay, that also we are going to discuss, and lotto and work permit. Okay, so actually this one lotto and work permit, these were not covered in our syllabus. Okay, but due to examination point of in examination, no, they're asking about the work permit, they're asking about the lotto. So they're actually, so they're this one asking for 8 months question, but still it is not there in syllabus. Okay, so that is one. And finally, zero axis guarding. So how we need to make a mission guarding with zero axis? What are the controls has to implement? So that was a topic we discussed in ninth. And this also it is not there. Okay, so but I include this because it one gives some effect to in our day-to-day operations. So this is our overall content and topics of this chapter 1, mission guarding and operation. uh, so first of all, why we require a mission guarding? So again, I need to emphasize that hierarchy of risk control. So mission guarding comes under engineering control. Okay, so that has to keep in mind. And so why mission guarding means it acts as a physical barriers. Okay, so it acts as a physical barriers. So that one it has a physical barriers and devices. So devices means you can consider interlocks. Okay, you know about interlocks, right? I don't need to emphasize on that. So devices and system designed to protect workers from hazards created by moving parts of machinery. So okay, so we need to safeguard the people from the moving parts of the machinery. So for that reason, so we required a physical barriers that we called as a mission guarding. Okay. So what is the objective of this machine guarding means? So first of all, it prevent contact. So it prevent contact with moving objects. So why moving objects means? So whenever anything contacted with the moving objects, it results in kind of maybe cut injury, maybe entanglement, maybe I can say amputation. Okay. So like that, we will this is the objective of machine guarding is prevent contact with any kind of moving objects. Okay, so that is one point number one. And prevent startup. So startup means it's like a unwanted startup. Like suppose I'm working on this belt drive. Okay, so belt drive I remove the guard. Okay, so there is one fixed guard is there, I remove this. Okay, so then what happened? I remove this and I'm working on this belt drive. But what happened? Some people will start the mission. Chances are there. So then in such cases, what we will do? So we will put a here one guard like a fixed guard or I can say adjustable guard or something. Then we will put here a some interlock to the guard. So whenever guard get removed, okay, the interlock get activated and power get disconnected. So like that we will put some interlocks. So we all talk about that one detailing, okay, in coming topics. So here one is the prevent contact the moving objects. Second is the prevent startup, that is avoid accidentally mission activation. So it avoid the mission activations. So someone is working on that, the mission should not start. So for that reason we are installing interlocks. Okay, and ensuring compliance, so meet the legal and safety standards. So there is a we have a sorry, we have a factories act is there, and also factory rules is there. So this we need to comply. And some of your US companies, they has to follow the OSHA guidelines. And we have also recently we passed on no OSHA bill, so that also we need to comply. So this is the ensuring the compliance, legal compliance, and protecting against ejections. So ejection means suppose this grinding is there, there is a chances of abrasives flares will be fall on us. So to protect that one also, what happen, we will put some kind of adjustable guards. Okay, and reduce the injury severity. So sometimes what happen, it will reduce the injury severity also. Okay, so for that reason we are using the machine guarding. So this is the key objects of mission guarding. And when comes to the typical hazards, what are the mission related hazards? So this one you people always keep in mind. Okay, it will help you to write in examination point of view. So what are the typical mission hazards are? So rotating pods. Okay, so one is rotating pod. So that are the shafts and couplings, spindles is there. And point of operation hazards. So point of operation hazards is there, that is like a lathe machine spindle is there, or here a grinding is there, no. So here, so this is the point of operation. So there is a rotating object is there. Whenever when people went with a loose clothing, it creates some kind of entanglement. Okay, so that is one. And in running nip points, so running nip points again, so this belt and pulley. Okay, you get it. Okay, these are the nip points is there, so it will cause entanglement, again amputation. Okay, and again apart from this, so there is a chances of cutting, shearing, benching, punching actions. So this one, so these are the chances, these are the another mechanical hazards is there, where it will create amputation of fingers. And flying chips and sparks through grinding operations or buffing operations. Okay, and electrical and thermal hazards. So this is the another thing. So thermal hazard means whenever there is a steam pipeline is there. So if you are not guarded, or if you are not insulated, what will happen? It will create some burn injury, or even for the cold cryogenic liquids or cold the temperature liquids will be there. No, it will create some kind of cold burn. Okay, so that will be chances are there. And apart from that, electrical shocks also. So we are contact with the electrical panels or a live electrical, so it will create electrical shock. I can say electrocution. Okay, so these are the typical mission hazards. Even you can consider this compressed gases also, you can compress that one. Okay, and these are the applicable Indian standards and international standards also there. So actually this is related to safety audit. So whenever the people are doing safety audits, they are say means identifying the findings related to mission guarding, and this is related to guarding in terms of Indian standards. That is IS 9475, and second one is IS 5216. This is related to mission tools, and IS 10675. This is power presses, and IS 14665. So it is industrial robots. And so we are, apart from this, so we have a legal framework, that is section 21, fencing of machinery. And recently that OSHA code, it is there, no. So OSHA code is there, no, general safety provisions, it is there. Okay, so that one. Okay, then apart from that, international standards. So this is another ISO 12100, safety of machinery, and ISO 14120, general requirements for guards, and ISO 1385, safety decisions to prevent hazards, and ISO 13849, safety related parts of control system. Okay, so this is the key one when you are talking about any kind of interlocks, no. Okay, so you need to categorize, identify the category, whether that equipment required category 3, category 4, PLD, or performance level D or performance level E. So it will define in this ISO 13849. Okay, and also EN 953 or ISO 14120. So this is design and construction of guardeds. Okay, so this is about international standards. It is not there in your syllabus, but for your understanding. Okay, and for your day-to-day works, I included this one. Yeah. Now comes to the principles of mission guarding. So what are the key principles of mission guarding? Is it is totally six is there. So one is prevent access. So we should not enter any kind of danger zones. So that is the main principle of mission guarding. Okay, and second is the secure and tamper proof, that guard should be secure and tamper proof. It should not be bypassed, or it should not be removed unauthorizedly. So that is the secure and tamper proof. And so okay, so here I will ask one question. Okay, so there is one mission is there, then these people put one fixed guard. Okay, fixed guard they put it. So it have four bolts. Okay, so four bolts and nuts is there. So there is a chances of still bypass of this guard. Hmm? So there is one fixed guard is there. Fixed guards were fixed with four bolts and nuts. So there is a still chances of bypassing this guard. He got bypasses and chances. Hmm. Okay. Right. So now, so what happened in our plant? Normally we have a spanners. Okay, with spanners we can easily remove this bolts and nut. So for that reason, what happened? Whenever you are doing any guarding, no fastening, that fasten bolts and is there, no, you should always have a special type bolt or nuts or screws. Because what happened for removing this bolt and nut, we should have a sorry, you should have a special purpose tools for this. So always you should have a special purpose tool. Okay, you should not open with your spanner kind of thing. You should always have a special purpose tools. So that is the reason. So whenever you are making any kind of guarding, no, avoid using normal bolts and nuts here onwards. And no new hazards. So you already keep on guard. Okay, so already placed on guard, and you should not create any kind of other hazards like sharp edges. Okay, or I can say heavy guards. You should avoid that one. So that is another principle of mission guarding, and this is the key one also. Because what happen if the guard is heavy or if it creating some kind of cut injuries, no, people all what they will do, so they will bypass that one or they will remove that guard. And no interference, so no interference with our normal operation. So the guard is, it should be a I can say user friendly, and it should not interfere with our normal operations. Okay, and safe maintenance. So safe maintenance, it's like what happened, so normally I seen one recently. I went for one FAT, like factory acceptance test. So there is a equipment is there. Okay, equipment is there. Then there is a one guard is there. I can say inspection door or okay. So now what happened? Whenever you open the inspection door, okay. So then this inside this inspection door, there is a lubrication point is there. Okay. So now what happened? Every time this person has to open this inspection door, and there is a lubrication point is there, and below that there is a belt drive is there. So what happened? So when in normal lubrication, when we will do, so we will do lubrication in our normal operation. Okay. So without switch off the machine, or in some cases only we switch off, we put Lotto and we will do the lubrication activity. So in this case, what happened? Machine has to run continuously. So he will open that inspection door, maybe both the bolt and nut. Then again he will do lubrications. Whenever you're doing the lubrication, there is chances of exposure to this one rotating part. So now I suggest, I no, I recommended them. So to keep this lubrication, bring them outside. So instead of inside, so what we done? So I asked them. So there is a inspection door is there, no? So you cut one portion and bring this one up to this level. So from outside itself, he has to do the lubrication. So like that, you need to suggest that one. So it should be a easy maintenance. Okay, so that has to ensure, and it should be a easy inspection also for the equipment. So that has to ensure, and apart from that, ergonomic. So it's ergonomics related to operator kind of comfort. He has to ensure. Okay, he has to ensure the operator comfort, and as well as the operator should not reach to the equipment rotating pod or equipment risk area. Okay, so this one you need to ensure. And in our Factories Act, Okay, it's saying when it comes to legal requirement, so all machinery parts should be securely fenced. Okay, so this you need to ensure that one. So this is the principles of machine guarding. Okay, and ergonomics of machine guarding. Okay, so when it comes to ergonomics point of view, so ergonomics, machine guarding ensures the safety without causing any kind of discomfort to the people. So they should not feel any kind of discomfort, fatigue, or unsafe operator behavior. So because people should not think about how to bypass this guard because they feel some kind of discomfort, no fatigue. So to avoid this one, so what happened? We need to design guards, okay, according to our compliance, and it should be reduce the temptation to bypass safety measures. So they are not interested, they are interested to bypass. It should not happen. Okay, so what are the common ergonomics failures means? Normally, why it will failure? Heavy guards. Yeah, I also experienced this one. So we have one drum is there. Okay, so one drum is there. I can say uh, carbon drum. Okay, so it will rotate, and it is a rotating part, so there is a nip points is there. So for that reason we made one guard, but after 2 days, no, it got bypass. Okay, so then when I done investigation on this, they say that the guard is heavy and it is difficult to always. They require two people, okay, to remove and place this one. So for that reason, they remove that guard. So always I ensure guard should not be heavy. Okay, it should be always difficult to handle and cause operators to leave them open or remove entirely, and poor visibility. So the guards always should visible, means it should not obstruct the movement of rotating parts, and it should be always clear visible, okay, to operators or the people or a workforce. And workflow obstruction, it should not create any kind of workflow obstructions like guard blocking efficient material flow and operator movement and guard removal. So operators removing the guards due to inconvenience, creating serious hazards. So they feel some kind of sharp edges, no, whatever, they will remove that one. So you always, whenever you are making any kind of guards, no, keep in these failure points, and you should consider these points. So you should be always easy of operation. So the guard it should be in easy operation, easy to remove, easy to fix. Okay, so that is one, and it should have a clear visibility and adequate reach. Okay, so adequate reach, so that is it should be reached the safest distance. Okay, so people should not reach to the rotating parts. So these are the things. And noise control, it should not create any kind of additional noises, and minimal strain. So whenever you are handling, it should avoid the physical effort. Okay, and this is a good another point, that is proper height. So we always should create a goals, no? It should not reach by anyone. Okay, so that has to ensure an easy access. So simply opening and closing. So you whenever you are designing any kind of guards, no, you need always keep consider this 6 point. Okay, so when it comes to I want to somewhat emphasize on this ergonomics of machine guarding. uh, 1 minute, hello. Ah, no. You, fast, fast. You move on. Hello, complete it. Okay. Yeah, sorry, yeah, I have some call, sorry. Ah. A critical aspect of machine guarding is ensure that workers cannot reach the faster guarding. So whenever you are designing any kind of guarding, no, so always ensure the it should have a 360 degree. Okay, it should have a 360 degree. You need to ensure. So the guard should not covered with 360 degree. It should not fingers or anything should not reach to the particular rotating part. Okay, so we need to ensure that one. So apart from this, anyway, whether it is upwards or over, okay, or into around the or along, you should always ensure this point. Okay, whenever you are designing any kind of guard, the operator should not reach is, otherwise it became a useless guard. Okay, so whenever you are talking about mission guarding, no, so you always know should know about the reasonable reach curve. So reasonable reach curve is that, suppose, so this is a mission, okay, so this is a mission, so up to which extent, suppose the person placing on his hand here, up to which extent he will reach. So you, whenever you're designing this one, no, so you should consider that one. So normally it should comes under 660 is a minimum. So suppose someone has been moved, his hand has been moved from the fence or guarding, no, it should at least from this edge it will be 660 should be there. It's like I can say this is a reasonable reach curve. So you can reach up to 60. So you, if you want to design, it should be more than 660 Okay. So that is called as a reasonable reach curve. Yeah. So up to this, you have any doubts on this?